The three key components in accessing and empowering your intuition that I'm about to share with all of you here today are especially important to know about because they're also the key factors that can potentially create the biggest obstacles and challenges to our development. Let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome back, guys. This is Carrie Konyha, professional psychic, shamanic healing practitioner, and healing arts instructor in Sedona, Arizona. Today, I'm sharing with you my top 3 key components to empowering your intuition. So I'm going to begin this conversation by sharing that ultimately it's whatever our core beliefs about intuition are that's either going to help us or hinder our development. For instance, if you are a person who was raised to believe that intuition isn't real, it's imaginary, there's nothing valuable about it, it does nothing for us, it's a bunch of fluff and fanciful thoughts, or even that it's bad or of the dark forces in life and it's not something that we should open up to. If we have beliefs that are in those spectrums at all whatsoever, it's definitely going to act as a barrier for you in your development. However, if you believe and know in the depths of your soul that our intuition is nothing more than the consciousness of our soul speaking to us through our body, that it's helpful, that it's real, and it serves as sort of a GPS navigation tool in our life, then those types of beliefs will definitely help your development. And the reason I'm opening the conversation with this is because one of the key components to accessing and empowering our intuition is connected to expecting your intuition to work for you. We have to expect and truly know in the depths of our soul that our intuition is real, it's valid, and that it's serving to always guide us in the direction of our wellness, our healing, our empowerment, our growth, and our happiness. That is the functioning of the guidance of our soul, which speaks to us in the language that we call intuition. So number one, we have to consciously expect our intuition to work for us. And how do we create that? Number one could be examining what your beliefs are about intuition. And I'm talking about your core, true, deep down, under the surface, unconscious beliefs. We have to bring those to the conscious awareness. We have to know what those beliefs are and perhaps work on upgrading them a little bit in order for our unconscious mind to cooperate with us during the development and strengthening process. So in expecting our intuition to work for us, we have to have a conscious understanding of knowing exactly what we expect it to do. So I'm going to share with you here the 5 main ways that our intuition helps us. Here we go. Our intuition guides us. It guides us throughout our life. It does act as like our GPS system, as I said. It connects us. Our intuition is what connects us with all living things in life. All of us are intricately interconnected. Every little thing in life. We are all intricately, energetically connected because we all come from the same creator source. And the way that we experience that deep soulful connection is connected to our intuitive processes, which again is nothing more than the consciousness of our soul speaking to us through our nervous system, through our body, and other ways, which you'll learn more about in other videos of mine. So our intuition connects us, it guides us. It protects us. It gives us instincts and insights that ultimately serve to save us from harm. It also inspires us. A lot of our sudden light bulb moments of creative inspiration comes in those moments where we're not in our head, we're in the now, and we're spontaneously accessing insights from our intuition. And ultimately, our intuition is constantly informing us. It's informing us as to the energy of now, which leads me to the second key in accessing our intuition, which is being willing to know the truth. Our intuition informs us and guides us, but in what way? It's informing us in the direction of the truth. It's guiding us in the direction of the truth. So here's where a stumbling block can come into the picture. We as humans don't always want to know the truth, or we don't feel ready to know the truth. We would rather just feed the energy of our wishes, our hopes, our dreams, which isn't always connected with the actual truth of the here and now energy. So being willing to know the truth is absolutely a necessary component to accessing your intuition. Consciously talking to your intuitive self and telling your intuitive body, your psychic energy field, I'm willing to know the truth, which empowers your intuition to give you the truth through those intuitive knowings. Maybe pause and ask yourself, am I one of those people who's afraid to know the truth? Do you know that one of the most commonly recurring comments that I hear from clients in my 30 plus year career as a professional psychic, one of the number one sort of concerns that people voice to me when they sit with me is they'll say, I don't want to know anything bad, right? Which on one level is saying, I'm afraid to know the truth. Now, let me also share this with you as we're talking about, I don't want to know anything bad. Okay? I operate in the idea, the paradigm, that nothing in and of itself is good or bad. Life just is what it is. Everything just is what it is. It's our own judgments that make things good or bad. But it behooves all of us to be open to knowing the truth. Why? Because knowing the truth is what enables us to make the most informed choices, which ultimately is the goal of our intuition. It's the goal of the consciousness of our soul to give us the truthful information that we need so that we can make informed choices that are healthfully supporting us and moving ourselves forward in the direction of healthy, joyful, empowered living. And then the third key that I'm going to share with you today, which is a natural extension of the first two that I already shared, is that we have to be willing to trust our intuition. We have to trust the inner knowings that our soul conveys to us enough to be willing to take action upon it. Every time we trust our intuition enough to take action upon it, to follow it, that strengthens and empowers our intuition. Every time we convey to our soul that we're willing to know the absolute truth, even if it's contrary to what we wish, what we hope for, when we're willing to know the truth and we're willing to stand up and rise into the power of our truth and to advocate for ourselves in alignment with the truth that is presented to us, not only does that empower our intuition, but it empowers us, right? And so I invite you to really have deep, clear, honest self-examination regarding these keys that I'm sharing with you all today. Do I expect my intuition to work for me? Am I clear on exactly what it is that my intuition helps me with, which are the things that I shared with you earlier? It informs us, it guides us, it protects us, it inspires us, and it connects us, just to name the top 5. And am I trusting my intuition enough to allow it to be what's informing my actions and my choices in life. For those of you who have seen other videos of mine, you know that one of the practices that I recommend is keeping a journal about your intuitions, or just really consciously acknowledging what your intuitions are as a means of bringing it more concretely into the forefront of your conscious awareness to work with. Recording what your intuitions are and how you received the intuition is part one. Part two is charting the result of what happens when you follow your intuition, when you trust it and you allow it to be what guides you. If you do this for even just 6 weeks, you will notice a significant increase in your sense of strength and empowerment that you have with your intuition. Another little bonus tip that I'm going to share with you here that's connected to one of the biggest questions that I receive from people that I work with is, how do I recognize my intuition? Now, I do have a whole playlist called Decoding Intuition on my YouTube channel here that talks about some of these different facets in detail, but I'm just going to throw it out there quickly here that our intuition speaks to us in a very neutral, truth-centered presence. Our intuition is never going to come across to us in a way that feels demanding, commanding, or fear-based or fear-oriented. It's not going to be thoughts or feelings or insights that come with a sense of anxiety or fear, unless you're in a situation where you're being chased by a lion or something like that, right? You get what I mean. And even then, the intuition is just going to be a matter-of-factly neutral piece of truthful awareness. Now, we might have a response to our intuition that might feel triggery or emotional, especially if it is something that is contrary to what we're hoping for or what we're wishing will happen. But the information itself will just be a neutral piece of transmission of awareness or information, completely non-colored by any type of emotion at all. So look for this when you're attempting to discern your intuition. Also, I'll say here that in order to activate our connection with our intuition, we have to have our presence anchored in our body, in our, you can think of in your heart space, in your solar plexus chakra, in your nervous system, not being in our heads. And I talk about this in other videos as well, so I'll let you explore those on your own. So the last thing that I'm going to leave you with here today is an invitation to join me in my intuitive development courses. I have a new series starting this fall in October of 2022, and I'm going to put a link in the description below here, which will give you information about everything that's included in that course, and you'll be able to sign up for my email list so that you're notified as soon as registration is open. And if you're seeing this video beyond October of 2022, no worries, because the new courses that I'm launching this fall are going to be on-demand video streaming courses so that you can actually jump in and start taking them anytime. A lot of the material is pre-recorded. And then we have monthly live gatherings as well to give us all a chance to talk about what we're developing and ask questions and things like that. So, okay guys, I'm gonna leave you all with that information today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you sharing this video with your friends. And please be my guest in taking a moment to subscribe if you like this type of content and you'd like notification as to my most recent uploads. Okay guys, all my love, blessings, namaste. See you in the next one.